Welcome back to Fox 5's On the Hill Live this Sunday morning. Could D.C.'s new RFK Stadium deal with the Commanders be in jeopardy? Well, Mayor Muriel indicated that the money in her budget plans to develop the old RFK Stadium site could be in danger because the mayor warns that the council doesn't pass the plan by July 15th. The Commanders could consider other options. Joining us live this morning, Councilmember at Large Robert White Jr. is in studio to talk more about this deal and where we are with D.C. in general. First of all, thanks for being here with us. So we were with the mayor last week, and she has been turning up the pressure on you council members to pass this plan. She said that if you don't do this by July 15th, that the team could explore other options. She says the team is outraged. Are they, and will you?
In none of my conversations with the team have they expressed outrage. But remember, Tom, the mayor gave us a late budget and an RFK deal on an unreasonable timeline with inaccurate math on what it's going to cost the city and the revenue benefits to the city. So we have a responsibility to examine this and make sure we're doing something that's going to be in the best interest of our city.
Now, as you know, the reason that budget was late was because the Congress of the United States cut $1 billion out of your FY25 plan. That also necessitated a new supplemental budget for 25, and then there was the FY26. I want to focus in on the RFK Stadium. What is your position on that deal right now? Are you a yes, a no, a maybe, and what questions do you have about it?
I'm like most residents. I want to see the stadium here, but the Commanders are not making a gift to D.C. They're making an investment. Residents want it to be an investment for us. Right now, all of the revenue is going to the team and the stadium. I don't see anything left for the city. So as we enter into a deficit for the first time in 30 years, we want to get to a yes, but that yes has to be to the financial benefit and jobs benefit of the district residents.
The situation with the parking garage and the revenue from that is something that's been a sticking point for some members of the council. Is that a concern of yours too, or is there an area of the deal that you want fixed or at least looked at again?
There has to be shared revenue for the city. Right now, ticket sales, concession sales, parking taxes, and lease payments from surrounding businesses are going to the team and the stadium. There has to be revenue sharing with the city, and they have to bring their headquarters to D.C., be all the way in D.C. But I want to get this done, and I think we will.
Councilmember, a moment ago we had a conversation about the political optics of the president's parade that was held yesterday for the 250th birthday of the United States Army. In real terms, though, of money, every time there is a major event like this, costs are incurred by the District of Columbia itself. Do we have a handle on how much D.C. spent yesterday for that parade, and will you be able to recoup that money?
We don't have a full understanding of the cost because, for instance, how are we going to determine how much our roads were damaged? You can see cracks, but you can't see everything. So we know we're in the hole tens of millions of dollars, but we don't know the full extent of it yet. And that's one of the reasons we shouldn't have a parade like this on the streets of D.C.
Well, we did have it. How would you go about now? Is there a course of action to recoup that money, either through the Defense Department or the Congress, which already cut your budget, as we said, by $1 billion for this?
That's right. I mean, the federal government is cutting our budget and imposing costs on us. But we do this all the time with inaugurations, with other federal protections. So the process for trying to recoup that money is a process we've done for many years.
Congress also took some actions this week in the House to do away with several local D.C. laws. One of them was your law to allow non-citizens to vote in local elections. Another of them basically forced cooperation with ICE and Homeland Security immigration enforcement. Another changed some laws that were passed in the wake of the George Floyd protests, which had to do with police officers and internal investigations. As a blanket statement, I would guess as a local official, you don't want the Congress getting involved in your local laws, but specifically, what is it about these laws that you think should trump the fact that the Congress and the Republicans or the majority there don't want them to remain in place?
What Congress wants or doesn't want in the District of Columbia is irrelevant. You have members of Congress criticizing the president for deploying the National Guard and federal troops in California because it is an overreach of democracy. But we have many members of Congress, including too many Democrats, who did the same thing to 700,000 D.C. residents. They worked to overturn locally passed laws. Now, non-citizens, we pass a law to allow them to vote because they have to follow our laws and they pay taxes. But that's not the business of Congress. That's the business of D.C. residents. So we need Congress to respect our home rule.
There was an item in the budget which the mayor had been asked about that actually removed some of the sanctuary city language as well. Is that concerning to you, or was that something that needed to be done to maybe get House Republicans to dial back some of this?
When we go along with President Trump's agenda, that is concerning to me. I think the responses from Northern Virginia, from the mayor of Baltimore, to say, look, we have always been a welcoming and accepting city, is the right statement.
Councilmember Robert White, we thank you for your time. He's going to continue with us on the Hill over on Fox Local in just a moment. We thank you as always.